Hey guys, in this video is a recap of last week's trades and last week's moves in the market. So this is my portfolio account I just created. I am looking to attract people who would like to partner with me and grow their portfolios. All right, so I'm using this as a proof of competence, and you can see the results from last week: 11 trades, 55% won, 5% lost, and I was using 0.5% risk. Okay, this is a demo account I just opened. I was using 0.5% risk, and that's what I'll be using for a long time. I intend to have this account for a while. So right now it is 1 week old, and you can see the history here. Deposits 1 million, and these are the trades I made last week: 26k, 2.9, 2.8. But let's get into it and let's see what exactly happened last week in the market. So my first trade was, the first one in my history is JP255. This is not actually a full trade. I closed this trade because it was a mistake. All right, so I just closed it out. So let's not count this one. GBPCAD was technically the first trade, and you can see that of all the 3 positions I took, 3 of them hit take profit at 32, 1.88, 3, 2.21. So let's get into that particular trade. GBPCAD. This is it right here, and you can see it has been a long and strong bullish trend. So I'm just counting on the trend, and this is the point where I am buying right here. Okay, you can see my first position in at this point, very precise. I have the market move come against me a bit. My stop was here, quite close, right? And then eventually it started moving in my favor again, and I added 1 here. And as it came up, I added 1 here again above this candle. All right, and eventually we rise and we hit our take profit above this high. Okay, so this is the largest position, 0.5% risk, which is $5,000, and you can see that the profit on it is 27,284, which is like almost 6 times, let's say 5.5 times more than what I risk on it, which is almost 6 times. So it's like 1% for 5.5% profit. Okay, and then this is another one. I'm risking 1,250 on this trade, and you can see the profit on it is 2,991, which is times 1 and times 2 of it, right? 1 and times 2 of the risk. And this one as well, I'm risking the same amount, 1,250, and the profit is 2,935, which is about the same as the first. Okay, and you can see the results in the history here. Okay, and then the next trade is JP255. Okay, Japanese stock index. Look at this here. I am also counting on the trend in this case as well. And what happened here is I took a long here, then I was in profits. So it was the first position I closed. It was a very little position. It was a mistake, so I closed it here, and then I was buying, trying to be in this move, right? But the market took me out here below my stop loss, which was at this low, and then exploded, and it was a painful miss. But sometimes things like this happen in the market. Okay, and the next trade is GBPCAD. Okay, so I actually took another trade on GBPCAD right here. You can see my entry. Actually, this trade, you can see I'm risking 2,514. Okay, I lost 2,514 on this trade, which is 0.25% of the accounts. This trade is a correlating trade because I took it with other trades. I took it with EURCAD, which I went long here. Very similar trade setup. I also took it with EURUSD. I bought it here and it stopped me out here. I closed most of my losses here because I was like, this doesn't look like something that's going to move up. Okay. And I also even took it to GBPUSD. So in total on these 4 trades, I was risking 1%. So 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, 0.25. So in total on these 4 trades, I was risking 1%. Okay. So I didn't actually lose up to that 1% because I closed some in a loss. So you can see GBPCAD is minus 2.5. I lost like the whole thing there. This is GBPUSD minus 2,200. In EURCAD just 2,000, and in EURUSD 1,187, which is not close to the 2.5 much. All right, so those are the 4 trades, and I learned a lesson from that. If it's correlated, maybe I should just use the risk for one trade, all right, or just get involved in one trade and put all my eggs in that basket, because correlated trades tend to move together. Okay, so that was the lesson I gained from that. And if I just avoided making that mistake, I would have lost. I would have probably closed the week in like, instead of this 40,000, I'll be closing the week with like 45,000 profit, which is like 9 times what I'm risking on each trade. So cool. And then another trade I took was US30. Right here, US30. I took a long on US30 as well. Okay, this is US30 here. I didn't wait for the take profits, although it might have hit it. So this was where I took my trade in this box once the market came into this box, and my stop loss was here. And you can see this, you can see the move, the profit there. I took a partial here. The profit was 4,595, and then the rest of the trade, I was topped out in profits, okay, and the rest of the trade was $7,400, which added up to 13K. Okay, so this was the setup. I bought here, closed here, and that was it. So this is the other profitable setup for the week. And then the last one is on Bitcoin, BTCUSD. Let's take a look at it. This is BTC, and it was trending higher. I bought it right here. There was a lot. Let me zoom in a bit. Okay, so I was buying it here. You can see my entry there. My stop was below this low, which was almost hit because of FOMC. This was FOMC whipsaw or whiplash. Okay, and then it went higher. I took partials here, and then I was stopped out for the rest of the position at this point. So you can see this exit here was closed at $4,140, and this one was closed at $3,962. So that is basically all the trades I took last week, and this is my spreadsheet where I monitor all of them, and you can see that we have this is basically how it looks like. There were more trades there were more assets that I analyzed, okay, but I didn't take all of them, obviously, because not all of them will match or meet all my criteria. Okay, this was for last week, this is for this week. So we have stop. We have also take profits and a lot things like that. But let's call it a wrap at this point. So for last week we have 4% increase using 0.5% risks. So a total of 8R last week, which is very, very solid result. And I'll end the video here. Thanks for watching. You can join my Telegram channel through the link in my bio.